Ladies, I thank you both for coming out. Like I was saying before, we have a guest, a brother, a family member, and also a partner from the United States by the name Benjamin Njai. He's an African American, originally from Senegambia, and he's also an author and also the founder of the Music Plan World. So Benjamin is here to have a conversation with us and then have an interaction so that we'll exchange, ideas, exchange knowledge and wisdom, share wisdom together to help those who are out there, those who are in the United States and have these misconceptions about Africa. In short, like I said, Benjamin is an author and also a researcher. What they do mostly is to, rewrite the history of Africa, different from what people are taught. People in the United States have been taught. Most of them we are made to believe that we sleep on trees. We are always fighting. We are hungry people. There's a lot of sexual harassment and so many, bad things. The image of Africa in the United States is very bad, different from what is actually happening in reality. So people like him are those people that are engaged in trying to, verify and bring in the facts, to let people know that Africa is not how they see it, how they picture it in the United States. So please, I would like all of you to pay attention to what he's going to say to you and then also make it very interactive so that those that are watching, because we are live on Facebook, will hear it from the horse's mouth. Okay? We want to show them, we want to tell them that it is not how it's been painted, in their histories. We are not like that. We are very friendly, nice people, beautiful ladies and beautiful gentlemen. We have a very rich culture. We socialize. There's so many things that they're missing out there that they need to come here and verify for themselves. So please, let's welcome Mr. Benjamin Njai, and then let's clap for him, let's listen, and let's make it very interactive.
Oh. Hello, thank you for coming. As he said, my name is Benjamin Njai. My father was born in Banjul, Gambia. My mother was born in Memphis, Tennessee, in the United States. So I have a lot of family here in Banjul and different parts of Gambia. So I came to visit because I wanted to know that side of my family. I wanted to visit you because the Kofi Pasai research team and the Boston Warrior Clan has invested in you because we believe in you, the future. We believe in you as the present, and we believe in you as powerful forces for change in your country. You are learning skills to support yourself. You are learning skills to support your families. You are learning skills to be successful in the future. We wanted to be a part of that. We bought books for you to read. We bought We've invested funds to continue your learning. You are doing something very, very powerful here. Let no one tell you that you are not powerful. Let no one tell you that you do not matter. African people are powerful. All over the continent, we have geniuses. We have people with skills. We have people that produce things that other places in the world cannot. So I wanted to come and thank you for attending this great school, the Skills Academy, learning the skills. Some of you are about to graduate. Some of you are just starting. Stay with it. Stay with the program. For those of you who are about to graduate, congratulations. I congratulate you. You are doing something great. For those of you that are just starting, I know that you will graduate. I know that you will stay with it. So I want to talk about Mr. Kofi Paisai, the person who is responsible for all of this. Kofi Paisai found me about 4 or 5 years ago. I was teaching about African history. I was teaching about the continent, from the east to the west, to the north to the south. He found me. He liked my content. He said that he wanted to work with me. Together, we have built the Masi Warrior Class, which is dedicated to telling the stories of Africa from an African perspective. Not from a European perspective, not from an Arab perspective, not from an Asian perspective, but from African people. African people deserve to tell their own stories. So Kofi reached out to me. He said he had a Skills Academy in Gambia that he wanted to support. I said, my people are from Gambia, I must support them. So that is how the essay contest came to be. There were winners of the essay contest, and we, sponsored their schooling here. We're very happy and very proud of that. We will continue that partnership. There will be more contests, more opportunity for people to be sponsored. So I thank good brother for welcoming me. I thank Fatou for welcoming me, for always communicating with us, telling us you guys' needs, and we do what we can to support you. So this is a partnership that will continue to grow. So as long as this school is here, we want to continue to support that and be a powerful force for change in Africa, and for more students to come, and for this school to expand to more areas so we can continue to be successful. If there are any questions for me, I will take questions. If any of y'all are wondering anything about the U.S., you can ask. But I want to seriously thank you all for being here. Thank you all for studying. Thank you all for wanting to be successful and continue to be great students in this school.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you very much, Benjamin. I think that was very precise. So, as students of Gaye Njorro, you might have some questions that you want to ask about, what kind of stories we are being told as African Americans, what is the image of Africa? What kind of image is portrayed to them as Africans, and how do they feel about that? Maybe you might have some questions to ask. Let's make it very interactive. I know we have bright students over here. Everybody is bright. You have a lot of questions to ask. I know all of us want to go to the United States, not so. How many of you want to go to the States? Okay, if you have an interest to go to the United States, then you should be asking questions. Isn't it? At least, so that before you go, you will know. Before you go and do something that you should not do. Huh? So please ask questions. I guess I should start. Then I will open the floor. Okay? Now, Benjamin, thank you very much for coming. And thank you very much for your initiative. I believe we are supposed to, tell our own stories, but we shouldn't allow people to come and narrate our own stories for us. I think that is the problem with Africa. That is the reason why there are so many misconceptions. As an African American, how does it feel like, or what kind of thoughts do they put in your mind, as a kid living in the United States?
As a young boy, I was made fun of because I had an African father. They made jokes. people sleep in huts. Your people are poor. Your people have no clothes. Your people have bones in your noses. African booty scratcher was a name that I was called as a child. Africa had a very negative image when I was little. The darker you are, the more the jokes came. And people made fun of you because you were dark. Some of that has changed with the progression of Afrobeat and things like that. People are now looking at Africa a bit differently. But make no mistake about it that because when you arrive in America, you are no longer just African. You are black. And that is different. Black carries a negative connotation in America. There are people in America that do not like us just because of the color of our skin. They make life hard for people with a skin complexion like me and yours. So I don't want you to get the idea that America is all sunshine and roses and everything is great. There's racism in America. There are problems in America. There are things that America has to get right within ourselves. But there are also opportunities. There are also things that you can do and thrive. There are also opportunities for business and commerce and things. If you have the skills, you can be successful. But I want you to know that you are coming into a hostile environment when you come to America. So be very mindful of that. Be very mindful of the friends that you may make. But always try to support your people because we are all we have. There was a historian by the name of John Henry Clark that said, African people outside of ourselves, we have no friends. And that is a true statement because African people must depend on each other. We are all we have. We are all family, all of us from the same continent, the mother of humanity. Africa gave everything to the world and then the world turned on Africa. Always remember that. The first skeletons were found here. The first scientists were found here. The first mathematicians were found here. And people came and learned from us and they took and they never gave everything back. The only thing they gave us back were chains to shackle ourselves. So remember, always remember, do for your people. Always remember where you came from. Because America can sometimes be a crazy place. But if you have the drive, if you have the determination, if you have the will, and you never forget where you came from, you can be successful in America.
Yes? Any questions? Do I have to point out people to ask questions? I think I'll do. I'm gonna point out people to ask questions. Is that okay? Tell us your name, which department you're from, and ask any question. Increase your volume. I'm not here. Yes. Stop. Get ready. You might be the next one.
What?
First of all, I want to say thank you for coming to Gaye Njorro Academy, for investing in us, because it's not easy in Africa for girls to do something, because if we are at a certain age, maybe we'll be jumped out because of early teenage pregnancy or early marriage, or the concept that women should not be in school. Instead, they should be in houses to be housewives, or they should be in the kitchen. But people like you, we appreciate you so much, and it's a great privilege for me to be here to get to know you guys. And I should have introduced myself earlier, but I'm a little bit nervous. So my name is Avril. I'm from the catering department. I think you met us the other time you went to kitchen, yes. So there is something I wanted to ask. Why is it that, what moved you to come to Gaye Njorro? Because we know in Gambia we have different types of skill center, but particularly in Gaye Njorro. What led you to come to Gaye Njorro?
Well, that story starts with a woman named LaDosha Wright. LaDosha Wright visited here in 2019, and she was very moved by the Skills Academy. She fell in love with your school. She fell in love with the girls she wanted to support. From there, LaDosha Wright met Kofi Paisai. And LaDosha Wright is best friends with my brother Chill Hurd. They both live in Cleveland. They got in contact with Kofi. They said, we have an opportunity for you to work with a school in Gambia to help girls and to help them get skills. Kofi was a member of my organization, the Masi Warrior Clan. Kofi came to me and said, I have an opportunity. I have an opportunity for us to help girls, to help men and women in the Skills Academy in Gambia. When he said the word Gambia, I automatically knew I had to be a part of it because Gambia is my home. My father is from here. Therefore, this is my home. This will always be my home. So I said, I cannot let you support this project on your own. I have to be involved because I care about what happens to the Gambia. I pay attention in the news what happens to the Gambia. When Yahya Jammeh was in office in the election process, I was paying attention. When President Barrow got elected, I was paying attention. I wanted to know what was going on in my home. I have brothers that were born here, brothers that have since moved now to the US. I have a sister that lives up the road. I have nieces, nephews, cousins, all types of family here. So I care what happens here. So when he told me it was in the Gambia, this is why I decided to get involved and invest in the Skills Academy.
So how have your experience been so far? Ever since, I think this is your first time, right?
Yes.
So how have you noticed the Gambia? Because I'm a foreigner, but ever since I came here, I grow to love Gambia. Gambia is peaceful, and if you're serious, you can do anything you want to do here.
Where are you from?
I'm from Sierra Leone.
Sierra Leone. Gambia has been very kind to me. First of all, I love the food. The food is amazing. So many family members that I had not met. So it's emotional. It's overwhelming, but it is good overwhelming. I visited the historical sites. I'm still going to more historical sites. I've been out in town. I've been everywhere that I can try to go while I'm here, and it's been great. This is not my first time in Africa, but this is my first time in the Gambia. So I wanted to experience an authentic Gambian experience. So, I'm not just in the Senegambia area where they have all the nice things. I am in Brikama, I am in all of the other, little towns around. So I'm going everywhere that I can, and it's been very, very good.
Yeah. So what's your favorite food?
Well, I love the jollof rice. Yeah, when you come to America, jollof rice is becoming very, very popular. People that have moved from Gambia and Senegal and even other places are starting to have it in restaurants. So there is a bit of a competition, as you say. You will find people from Liberia, you will find people from Ghana, you will find people from all different types of Africa that says they can make jollof rice.
Yeah.
But the jollof rice from here is the best jollof rice in the world.
Thank you very much.
No problem. No problem.
Thank you. That was nice. Can you please clap for her? We have one from, now it's a competition. We have one from Catherine. Bravo, Catherine. Madam. You're next. We also need one from what? Madam. She's going to represent the You are representing your department. So if you don't go, we will boo them. Do you want us to boo them? No. Come. You don't want to? We are going to boo your class. Do you want us to boo you? Hillary. Okay, we are going to boo you.
Hey.
Yes, Mariam, you get ready.
Good afternoon.
How are you?
My name is Pantha from the tailoring department. Okay, so my department, like if someone wants to go for school in the United States, what are the requirements?
Okay. This is something I'm not an expert in, but I do know people that have went through the process. I know in the Gambia, if you want to travel to the Americas, you have to go for interview, and they have to, ask you questions, and you have to. They basically want to know if you're coming back. That's basically what they want to know, right? Schools do have what they are called foreign exchange programs that you can apply for online, and if you get accepted, they work with your government to bring you to the school. There is a fund that they have to pay for your schooling, and they set you up with a place, to live, and what they call a stipend, so for meals and things like that. And those programs are throughout the United States. There are even some in, if you want to go to Canada, if you want to go to other places, there are lots of programs like that. So research universities and colleges in America and see if they have a foreign exchange program so you can apply, and if you get accepted, then they start the process to bring you over. So that is what I know about that process.
Okay. How does your organization empower girls and women?
Okay, so this has been very difficult. We have a team. The team works with women in other organizations, but we have yet to find a woman that wants to join our team directly. We work with Ladosha, Sister Ladosha Wright. We work with other women in the community, but we haven't found the right fit for our organization yet. But we are actively looking. We are always looking for researchers, always looking for women scholars, always looking for people that want to join and help us tell the stories of Africa. So I believe one day we will find maybe a group of them that want to join. We had one in the beginning, but she got married, and then she didn't want to be with us anymore. So one day, I'm sure that will happen.
Does someone join directly, like individually, or it's only groups that's supposed to join, or individual can join too?
Individuals can join. We all started as individuals. Before we became the Massey Warrior Clan, we were individuals. We had our own things going. We had our own platforms. We had our own YouTube channels. But we decided to come together because we figured out collectively we could push out more information to African people globally than we could by ourselves. So that's why we came together. But yes, we did all start as individuals.
Please enlighten more, like you you can share with us your Instagram page, your Facebook, and everything, so that those that want to like follow the page and wants to know more will join the page.
Absolutely, I will give brother the information. I am known online as Blak Pantha. I was that before the movie. I want to make that clear. I was called Blak Pantha before Chadwick Boseman and Marvel and the movie. I was called that because as a child, I was very strong. I was very, hard-headed. And after the comic, they said he acts like he is a king. He acts like he is a panther. So it's been kind of my nickname. That is what they call me online. But yes, I will leave my Instagram. I will leave my YouTube. I will leave Monster Warrior Clan's YouTube, Kofi Paisai's YouTube channel, so you guys can follow us and learn and continue to educate yourselves.
That's my Blak Pantha behind you, because he's a king, he's a warrior, he's our everything.
All right.
Okay, thank you very much, Pantha. I think we'll have another question from Mariama. So they're choosing you. Yes, Mariam.
Thank you so much for coming. We really appreciate you here because we don't have this chance to give all what we need to say, and we are thankful to you. I want to ask you a question about, like, you as an African American, if you live there, how are you treated?
If I leave America and go to other places?
No, like you're an African and you went to America. How are you treated?
Oh, well, it depends on where you go in America. In the southern states, there are some people that are descendants of old systems of thought. So you may run into a person that is racist towards black people. That does happen, but that's not everywhere. There are a lot of black people in the South, so you will see a lot of yourself. There are a lot of black people up north, so you see a lot of yourself there. On the West Coast, in certain cities, there are all black towns, but there are also places where you may be treated unfairly. America is not perfect by any stretch of the imagination, but I think the more you educate yourself, the more you learn your environment, you will have more positive experiences than negative experiences. There will be tough days. We have people like, I'm sure you all have heard of what happened to George Floyd, with the police and everything. Those things do happen. Those things happen almost every day in different cities. So I don't want to mislead you and think that it is all positive. But there are positive things for America. There are, like I said, a lot of opportunities. And you will meet people that will genuinely care for you and genuinely be your friends. But always, evaluate the friendship. Make sure that they are not a liar. Make sure they are not a drug user. Make sure that they have good intentions for you and the relationship can be mutual beneficial. But yes, you will find people that we call haters. They will hate you just because of skin color. But you will have other people that appreciate you and want to learn more. And who knows, even when you go, if you are lucky enough to go, they may see you and say, oh, you're from the Gambia, I want to know more about the Gambia. You will meet more black people that want to know about Africa than anything else, because African Americans, a lot of us are not lucky like me. I am lucky because I know where I come from. I'm lucky I know where my father was born. A lot of African Americans don't know that because their parents were stripped away. Their parents were sold into slavery and different plantations and different this, different that. So they have to take DNA tests and look through records to try to figure out where they come from. And it can be a very emotional process. So they may meet you and want to know more about Africa. And those are people that you may want to, latch on to and become friends with.
Like, as you put it, do you normally get policies from officers?
Go ahead, say again.
Like you have a team, right? So as your team, do you guys get policies to give to African policies?
concepts?
Scholarships.
Okay, so we gave a scholarship to our student right here who is about to graduate. There's another student that Kofi sponsored as well. So yes, that was the essay contest that we did. We want to do another round of that. So we will continue to do that. We will continue to sponsor different students to continue their schooling. So we want to make that partnership go as long as possible because we want to continue to invest in the young people of Gambia, the young people of Africa, and the young people of this school.
Thank you.
No problem.
Thank you. Yes. We're going to have 2 more questions so that we can release you all. Because you're supposed to go for break, not so. I know the dollars are hungry right now. Another one?
I'm sorry.
You have one. Okay. You good? Please clap for her.
Good afternoon, my fellow students. Afternoon, Mr. Benjamin.
How are you?
What I want to ask is about, my name is Rohini from Television Department, for those who don't know me. What I want to ask is about, you said Africans, white people, they think about a lot of Africans, that Africans are barbaric, they eat human flesh and other things. So how did you know that Africans eat all those things? So Africans did all these soft kind of things that are not even exist in Africa. Is it that it's a form of documents that's written and they saw it, or it's a form of, during colonialism, they transmit the information to them?
Okay, so the Europeans, the Arabs, when they visited Africa, they wrote things about Africa. These things have been published into books. These things have been published online in libraries. Just very, very disparaging things they wrote about Africa. Very things that were not true, but their perspective, and that became published in books. So the things about books are, once you become an author, you are immortal. You live forever, even if you're not here. Because someone from the year 2062 can come back to the year 2022 and go, what were they writing about? What were they thinking? What were they saying? So those old ideas and beliefs about Africa from foreigners, from colonizers, are still around in books today. They're not here anymore, they're since long gone, but their work is still here. So this is why my team started to write our work to contradict what they were saying, because now we want a different narrative out there. Okay, you said this about Africa, you said they were cannibals, you said they were savages, you said all of this. Well, we want to say that's not true. We want to put it in book form. So even when you grow up and maybe have children, they can go and read our books and say, oh, that's not true about Africa. Look, they have all this evidence, they have all this research, they've been to Africa, they've studied, they've traveled, and now they can say those things are not true what the colonizers wrote about us. They were just being what they were, which were racist because they wanted to enslave us. You can't tell the truth about a people and then try to conquer them. Remember, they came to conquer us. So they had to lie. They had to tell us stories. And they want the future generations to believe they were nothing. Because then you can keep conquering your people. Once you have the knowledge of your people and you know who you are unfit to be a slave. Because you will revolt. Because you will say, these people are lying. And I'm not going to stay here and be lied to. So this is why we spread the knowledge. So African people all over the world can find out more, and they can contradict those old lies that European colonizers told.
Okay, since you have your organization, do you have any relationship about the Ministry of Arts and Culture, yes, and Tourism, in order to join, so that, we have a lot of tourists that are coming to Gambia here in order to make a dialogue, a form of dialogue to even though we don't have any representative about the Ministry of Culture and Tourism, but they can have any representative whereby they can spread all those information to the tourists, even though it cannot be all the tourists, but to have a representative whereby they can spread the information about what Black people think about Africa here.
You know, I was speaking to a family member about this problem. The tourism, you know, the head of the tourism doesn't seem to be promoting the great things that you have here. There are a lot of things that African Americans would love to see here, but they don't know they're here. That is one problem. So I want to figure out a way to work with them to try to organize a tour and bring more African Americans here so they can see for their own eyes what is Gambia, where do these people come from, where are these things that are here. For example, you guys have a lot of palm trees. Everywhere is palm trees. But when Americans think of palm trees, they don't think of Africa. They think of Hawaii. That is the first thing that comes to mind when they hear palm trees. But you guys have more palm trees than probably any place I've ever been. We need to get that out to the people. They think Africa is just, you know, barren and ugly and everything. Africa is beautiful. You have lush greenery, you have trees of different types and fruits. You have fruits we cannot get. We have to import the small bananas you eat. Very hard to get in the United States, very hard. But no one knows they're here. So I want to work with the tourist department and try to organize something to put a better spotlight on Gambia so people will know. There are things here that you've heard about that you just don't know they're here. If I told the average American and I asked them, where's Kunta Kinte from? They don't know. They just know he's from Africa. But if I said he's from Gambia, they would go, I didn't know that. So we want to bring that awareness to the people, to the African Americans, so we can build this bridge between African people and African Americans. We are displaced Africans in America. We are still African people. Many of the things that you do, we do as well. We just do it in a different way. So we want to build that bridge together, and I'm going to work on that and try to bring, you know, that tour here.
And after all, we are all one in the eyes of God.
Absolutely.
No one is bigger in the eyes of God.
Absolutely.
I thank you so much.
Yes, before we get to the last question, I just want to add on to what you said. You know, you see the Mboka logo here, which says all human beings are from the same family. We all came from Adam and Eve. That's the truth. That's the hard fact. You read the Bible, it tells you that. You read the Quran, it tells you that. The reason why we created Mboka when we met them is to prove the fact that we are all families, no matter where we live in the world, no matter how different our colors are. We are all from Adam and Eve. So you have the Mboka, you see Moses Clan Warrior, the coffee Pasairis tea, and you have the Mboka brand with the dove thing. I don't know whether you know what dove thing is. All human beings are crazy and creative. Right now, he has just mentioned an initiative that he wants to start with the ministry. You know, that is creativity. We all have unique things. We are all unique beings. We can create things. Everything that you see on this earth was created by human beings. So all human beings are creative. They are all crazy because whatever people say crazy, these are the things that we use. Look at the internet. When Bill Gates started internet, they were like, oh, this is crazy. You know, all these things. The one who created bulb, light, it was a crazy idea initially. You know, everything, when you started, people say this man is crazy or this woman is crazy. But at the end of the day, it goes up to benefit everybody. Who created aeroplane? All these things are crazy things, and we are all benefiting from it. So we have to stay positive, like he said. You have to believe in yourself. You have to know your histories so that you will not be enslaved. If you don't know your history, then you'll be enslaved. If you don't believe in yourself, then you'll be enslaved. So please be proud of yourself. Try to know your roots. Don't play with it. It's very valuable. Okay? Thank you very much. Moses? Okay.
you've made mention of the positive things that you have encountered here in the Gambia, like the nice food. So I'm sure you have had challenges. So what are those challenges you face since you came to the Gambia and Africa in general?
Africa in general has a problem with corruption. Our leaders seem to be more interested with lining their pockets than building sustainable life, sustainable things for the people. It's a challenge that's in Africa, almost continent-wide. Unfortunately, they care more about themselves than their children, because when you are the head of an office, you are the head of essentially a family, and all the people in your country are now your children that you must take care of. That is the purpose. If you're not meeting that goal, you need to leave office. So unfortunately, that is our current, one of the challenges, but I am hopeful that that will change in time. Of course, we all know the traffic, the roads, things like that, but with more people, with more accurate leadership, we can start to clean some of those up. Maybe some investors from, some African American investors can help, and we want to build that bridge so we can make Africa, compete with other powers of the world. Because if Africa was left alone so many centuries ago, who knows where we would be now? We would be a world power ourselves, So we want to make that come true because there's genius in Africa. All of the resources in the world that they make cell phones for, tablets, all of these things come from Africa. They don't come from anywhere else. So we just have to tap into our resources and use it for our betterment. Thank you.
Thank you. Can we please have the vote of thanks from Auntie Nowali? Then after we'll have a photo session.
Before we do that, I want to give a message from Kofi.
Okay.
Kofi says, thank you for being students. Thank you for learning, and that he is planning a trip to come here next year in 2023, and he looks forward to meeting all of you. So that's from Kofi Paisai, the head of the Kofi Paisai research team. So he plans to come next year.
Okay. So just wait after we'll have groups. We'll have a group picture. Each line will come and then we move. So nobody.
Good morning. Good afternoon.
Yeah.
I only have one question because I normally tell them on gender issues. So I wanted to know whether I have sexual and gender-based violence, early marriage, and FGM is mostly the types of very prevalent issues, gender issues in the Gambia. So I wanted to know whether we have the same issues in America. Like
yes.
some gender, we have the same kind of problems as Africa.
Yes.
It is mostly prevalent.
It does happen. We do have people, unfortunately, sexual assault. We have people, early pregnancy. We have all those problems in America as well. One of the differences is we have medicines and things that we, for the sexual assault, to try to, prevent people from either losing babies or prevent them if they do not want to have it. And, that medicine isn't always readily available in Africa. So that's one of the differences. But all of those things, yes, they do happen in America, unfortunately. We try to monitor our young girls, walk with them to school, pick them up, so that doesn't happen. But yes, we do have those challenges as well.
Thank you. And we are saying thank you to your organization, to the Mozi Warriors Clan and the Kofi Paisai Research team. And we thank you so much for sponsoring Iman Sada to complete her education. We just hope that you will have the initiative to sponsor all a lot of that, like Iman Sada, to complete their skills, have their skills at Gaye Njorro Academy. We just pray and hope that you get the resources and you have more collaborations that you're going to send to Gaye Njorro so your youth will sponsor some of our girls.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so we just pray that
Absolutely.
yeah, there will be so much collaboration between your organization and Gaye Njorro Academy. Thank you so much for your initiative. Thank you so much for all that you do for Africa, and we really appreciate it. Thank you so much. On behalf of Gaye Njorro Academy. You can have pictures.
Yeah. No? Just wait.
Can I take a picture?